Good afternoon, students. Welcome to the online class of Biology for Engineers. In last session, we have discussed the Unit 2 topics, the microbial system. In the microbial system, we have discussed about the history and types of microbes. In today's session, we will be discussing the economic importance of bacteria. And if we do this economic importance and control of microbes, the last topic remaining in unit 2, we will finish off the unit 2 biodiversity in today's session, and in next class we'll start the unit 3 genetics and evolution. So this is the last topic of unit 2, economic importance and control of microbes. We will be discussing the first topic, that is the economic importance of bacteria. The main industrial use of bacteria. Different bacteria, example Acetobacter aceti, it is used for the formation of vinegar from alcohol in the industry. Then one more bacteria, that is Lactobacillus bulgaricus. This is the name of the bacteria. It is used in production of yogurt from milk. Next we have Lactobacilli. The name of the bacteria Lactobacilli, used in making flavored butter. Next we have Streptococcus thermophilus. The name of the bacteria here is Streptococcus thermophilus. It is used in the production of butter. Lactobacillus acidophilus, S. cremoris, and S. lactis. All these are the names of the bacteria which are used for the production of cheese. So bacteria are mainly used in the industry. It is bacteria are also involved when we see the other useful things of this bacteria. They are also doing the process of, they are also helping in the process of nitrogen fixation, nitrification, and they are also helping in the agriculture, nitrogen fixation. In the process of nitrogen fixation, they will help the plants for their growth and development, these bacteria. And so bacteria are used for various industrial use, agricultural use, and in pharmaceutical industries also. The bacteria is used for preparation of different antibiotics, vaccines. So numerous bacteria are used in the production of commercial products like vaccines, different vaccines for cough and all is produced by the help of the bacteria, and that is the main significance of bacteria in pharmaceutical industry. Next we talk about the economic importance of fungi. Fungi they are used in cheese industry, used in medicines. They are also helping in nutrient cycle, nitrification, helping the plants for their growth and development in the nutrient cycle. They are also producing the fungi are also producing the antibiotics. The main antibiotic penicillin is produced by the help of fungi, which will save the lives of the human beings. So this is the importance, economic importance of fungi. It is playing a very important role in our daily life. Fungi. Next we have economic importance of algae. Algae economic importance of algae. Algae are used in production of food, fodder, pisciculture and fertilizer. Food. Algae contains carbohydrates, fats, proteins and vitamins A, B, C. So these algae are considered by many consumers worldwide to be the main source of proteins also. So it is serving as a food. Next, fodder. Fodder. Algae is also used in farms, farm animals, cattle, sheep, chickens. It is used as a feed for the variety of the cattle like sheep in the farm animals. Next, pisciculture. This industry is used for the farming of fish, also known as fish farming or pisciculture. This will utilize the algae as parts of its production process. Next we have fertilizers. Algae is also used as fertilizers. Two types of algae are utilized and it is used as a fertilizer. So that is the importance, economic importance of algae. Next we have control of microbes. Control of microbes, it is mainly done by the sterilization methods. Here, control of microbes, it refers to reducing or limiting the number of microbes. Reducing or limiting the total number of microbial population. It is very necessary to control the microbial population because microorganisms, they are causing infections, different diseases. So we need to control the microorganisms. We need to control the microbial population. Control is very important to reduce the infections and diseases. So the term control here is we need to reduce or limit the number of microbial population. Why we need to control the microbial population? Why we need to control the microbes like bacteria, fungi, algae? We have discussed in the last class. We need to control the microbes so that it will prevent the transmission of diseases. The spread of infections will also be prevented. Spoilage of material will also be prevented if we control the microorganisms, if we control the microbes. This control of microbes is the last topic in Unit 2. We'll finish up the Unit 2 in this session. So control of microbes, it is mainly done by the sterilization method. Sterilization here, it is nothing but the process of destroying the microbial life. The process of destroying the microbial life from the surface and making it sterile, it is nothing but the sterilization. So that after sterilization, the object or the surface or the medium will be free of living microorganisms. Sterilization methods, we have different sterilization methods. Physical methods of microbial control is there, and we have chemical methods of microbial control. In the physical method, we have heat sterilization. So sterilization is destroying the microbial life. The article surfaces or the object will be made free from living microorganisms like bacteria, algae, fungi, virus and all by the process of sterilization by the physical method. In the heat sterilization, we are doing the sterilization, killing the microorganisms, destroying the microbial life by heat sterilization. Sterilization by heat, it is the most widely used method of sterilization. In heat sterilization, again we have moist heat sterilization and dry heat sterilization. In moist heat sterilization process, heat is supplied in the form of pressurized steam. Steam will be passed at temperatures of 121 to 134 degrees centigrade. In dry heat sterilization, hot air will be supplied at a very high temperatures of 160 to 180 degrees centigrade. So in moist heat sterilization, the steam will be supplied, and dry heat sterilization, in dry heat sterilization, hot air will be supplied at a very high temperatures. Again in dry heat sterilization, we have hot air oven and incineration. Hot air oven will be an instrument which will be supplying the hot air to kill the microorganisms by the process of physical method of heat sterilization. Incineration is also the process of sterilizing the surfaces by heating, burning, incineration. Then in moist heat sterilization, we have autoclaving. Autoclave is an instrument used in the moist heat sterilization for killing the microorganisms by sterilization method. Tyndallization is also the process of sterilizing the objects by moist heat sterilization. Tyndallization is the process named against the scientist John Tyndall. Then heating with a bactericide. Bactericide here is the substance capable of killing the bacteria. Bactericide is the substance capable of killing the bacteria. Boiling in water, pasteurization. Pasteurization is also the process used for milk or fruit juices. In this, it will be heated to the temperatures nearly less than 100 degrees centigrade. to kill the microorganisms by the process of pasteurization. So that is what the heat sterilization process of killing the microorganisms, controlling the microorganisms. Next we have filtration sterilization. In the filtration, it's a process of separating the microorganisms by the filters. By the help of filters, it will remove the microorganisms. Filtration will mainly remove the microorganisms, but it will not destroy the microorganisms, as we have seen in the case of heat sterilization. It was killing the microorganisms, but in filtration sterilization method, it will not destroy the microorganisms, it will retain the microorganisms on the filter medium. We use a wide variety of filters such as membrane filters, porcelain filters in filtration sterilization. Next we have radiation sterilization. Radiation sterilization, we use different radiations for killing the microorganisms. By radiation sterilization, we have non-ionizing radiations and ionizing radiations. Non-ionizing radiations are nothing but the UV rays, ultraviolet rays. Ultraviolet rays is the best example of non-ionizing radiations used for sterilization. And ionizing radiations, when we talk about the ionizing radiations here, it will include the X-rays and the gamma rays, which are the electromagnetic waves, the ionizing radiations. This will be produced from the different radioactive elements or the electrical generators. The gamma rays and the X-rays are the ionizing radiations, which we are using to sterilize the different medical products. Pharmaceutical industries will be using this radiation sterilization by non-ionizing radiations and ionizing radiations. Ultraviolet rays, X-rays, gamma rays will be used for various sterilization process of pharmaceutical and medical products. Next we have chemical methods. Chemical methods of sterilization include the gaseous sterilization and disinfection. In the gaseous sterilization, we use different gases like ethylene oxide, formaldehyde, ozone. Ozone is a toxic gas with a pleasant smell. It will have the activity to kill the bacteria. So different gases like ozones, ethylene oxide, formaldehyde are used for killing the bacteria or killing the microbes by the chemical methods of gaseous sterilization. This method we use in surgical instruments, mainly the surgical instruments and in the laboratory equipments. We use this different types of gases for surgical instruments to destroy the microorganisms present on different equipments of laboratories. Next we have disinfection. It is the process of destruction of the microorganisms, killing the microorganisms. The pathogenic microorganisms which will have the disease causing ability. The microorganisms are pathogenic. They will have the ability to cause the disease. So we are killing or destroying by disinfectants, different disinfectants. The process is disinfection, different disinfectants like alcohols, methanol, isopropyl alcohol. The disinfectants, the chemical agents used for disinfection process are disinfectants. Disinfectants like alcohols, which are used for killing the microorganisms. Ethyl alcohol will mainly kill the bacteria, fungi, viruses. So we use these alcohols to disinfect the skin before the surgeries or before giving the injections. We use the isopropyl alcohol, the disinfectant, the chemical agent used for the process of disinfection in the chemical methods. Soaps and detergents. Soaps will also remove the microorganisms from the skin. Detergents will also remove the microorganisms. They are also the disinfectants used for killing the microbes. So this is what the sterilization methods for controlling the microbes, killing the microbes by this sterilization method. So this is the last topic of unit 2. We have completed the unit 2 in today's class, and in next class we'll start the unit 3, genetics and evolution. So thank you students.